Hey, John.
Hey Eric, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. No complaints.
That's good.
It's all Christmas all the time in the Wheeler household.
I think I told you we got our tree early, so it's going to be up for a long time.
Mm-hmm. We
It'll be
set ours
dead
up.
by Christmas. Yes,
Yeah, we set ours up, but ours is like
already dead.
clunk, clunk, and the lights are already even on it. So it's a beautiful thing. It took me 8 minutes to set up the Christmas tree and have lights on it. It was a beautiful
Okay, that
thing.
is a metric. It is a metric. Um, I'm certain it took us more than 8 minutes to put the lights on the tree. Um,
uh,
but yeah. But it is one of my least fun parts of the tree decorating, I guess. Or
the lights,
I'm going to say the least. Yeah, because we
they're
try not to.
always tangled.
I do a pretty good job. I've got the
You've got a
little
system.
Velcro things that
Oh,
hold
okay.
them, but there's four strands of lights on the tree,
Uh-huh.
and my son helps me, and we go around. But it's more that we try and you don't want the wires like showing. And so, we
Mm,
try and bring the lights out along the big branches and back and
okay.
because you also want a nice density of lights on the tree. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that, whatever manufacturer made your tree put them at an appropriate spacing. But, you know,
Eh,
each real tree's different. So anyway,
fake
it's all
trees
good.
too.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. And then it takes us forever to decorate the tree. We've got a whole ceremony thing which we enjoy.
Mm.
And we have the ornaments from when we got married, and including, I don't know if I've said this on here. I'm sure I've told you. My parents gave us the Hallmark Star Trek ornament of the year for like 20 years. So we have all sorts of spaceships from Star
I
Trek.
would expect nothing less.
Every spaceship. No, there is a problem. The new light strands they don't have the right plug for the bulbs so that you can plug the ships in so that the ship lights turn on, which
Oh, so you have
is
to
in
run a
fact
separate strand
problematic.
just to the ornaments.
Well, no, one has not done that yet. But I'm
Stop making it work for me, Eric.
this is a problem that currently doesn't have a solution. But I wonder. I mean, it's just two wires, right? I mean, how hard could it be?
Yeah.
You should be able to like print an adapter, right?
Yeah. A little bit of electricity,
Never
bare
burnt down any
wires
house.
on a dying tree, go for it.
Okay, thanks. That's you have encouraged me out of the nascent thought that I was having.
Now, if you designed a 3D part that you could run the wires in and you like made it snap into places, now that might be interesting. Like if you built a cap with the new light adapter to the old light adapter, like you made an adapter
That's what I
toggle.
was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe,
it would be like I don't know,
you'd have
like
to
a
pull out
pencil
your
cap kind
soldering
of thing.
iron. Yeah, you pull out your soldering
Yeah, you would
iron,
definitely
and
have to have a little tab in there. Anyway,
yeah,
it's okay. It's totally
interesting.
doable. It's totally doable. I'm sure it's doable. I'm also sure that if I took like one of them down to like the store, I could, pretend to be one of those types of people who would look at the light and like, nope, that's the wrong one. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm just saying that it is an unfortunate travesty that none of our Star Trek ornaments have their running
Hmm.
lights enabled.
Okay, I
But it's still cool.
on a similar yet completely unrelated, my wife has a Christmas village
Oh, okay.
that she puts up that has lights in,
Okay.
and you run them. And a few of the lights had burned out. And these lights are actually screw-in lights. They're the little bit bigger, so they're not kind of the clip-in Christmas ornament lights. They're very small, but they screw in. I found some, and they get hot, and I get nervous about them every year. I found some LED versions at Lowe's, I think. It was either Lowe's or Home Depot. As I was running by, I'm like, because a couple of them had burned out, and she's like, you need to find me these lights. And so I took the light and the bulb and was trying to measure it against the plastic package. I think this is the right one. And I found the LED one. So I bought replacements for even the ones that were not burned out. Like, I'll just replace them all with LEDs.
No, fire bad.
Yeah. Heat on, because she puts it on, cloth with cotton to kind of be snowy and everything. Yeah. So
okay, so question, and I promise I won't judge. Purchased houses, painted houses.
Did we paint them, or did we buy them already painted?
We have painted like a ton of houses, like Christmas houses for like a Christmas village, like ceramics stuff.
They are ceramics.
Clearly purchased.
I don't remember. Like, she might have done it as an activity with some friends, because she's been doing Christmas activities with friends. I'm pretty sure they're purchased, but
okay.
I don't think
we haven't taken. We have a similar thing, but we haven't taken it out for years. The boys never. When they were little, they were totally into it, which is what made us do it. And I think we even painted some houses with them. Let them paint them too. Although, when a 6-year-old paints a house,
they look too nice to be. Yeah,
but there's the quaintness of the house. So anyway, but it's all good. It's fun.
Okay,
and the miniatures are always that was what always got my boys liked. So that's awesome. Totally cool.
Okay.
So I have I have no car at the moment. Did I say this last week?
I think so.
I'm trying to remember.
The water. I think it was a water issue.
I won't repeat myself then. It is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
So still no car?
No car.
Like, the car's still being...
I got a picture of the back of the car with no interior, like down to the studs or whatever they call the frame of a car. Yeah.
So, okay. All under warranty, I assume?
Yeah, I have, less than 25,000 miles on the car. Yeah.
Okay.
So, we'll see. Anyway, so that's news point number 1, no car.
Okay.
News point number 2, one of my hives totally died. Remember the one? I told you that one was really light. I went out this past weekend, just walking past, and they were really active. So I didn't actually stay because I hadn't worn a suit or anything like that. I literally was like, it's 56 degrees, 57 degrees. But I was like, 4 of the 5 were super active, and the one was not. So I did pop the top on that, and I didn't see any bees coming out the top, which they should have. So I think I'm down 1, down to 4.
Okay.
And there were 4.
Okay.
So
okay.
We'll see. I just want 2 to survive. Can 2 survive? 3 would be fantastic. 4 would be magnificent. But anyway, we'll see. They got to live for another 2.5 months. And
March?
If they do that, March is when they'll start
sneaking
growing
out again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see about that. All right.
Well, bummer.
Yeah. How about something security related this week? What'd you bring?
Okay. So I looked for it pretty quick, but I'm pretty sure we've talked about certificates, HTTPS certificates, and how they've changed and how they're phasing out different types and different kinds. I can't remember exactly, but
I don't remember talking about that on the podcast, but okay. Yeah.
I ran across a Google blog about some changes in how certificates are validated. So
Okay.
I was unaware that if you want to validate that you are the owner of a certain domain, you can validate your ownership of said domain by the postal mail.
Are you
I don't know
kidding
what's
me?
actually in it, where you just say, yep, I own this domain, and you stamp it and mail it. Or you could validate that you own the domain by calling up and saying, I own this domain. And apparently these were ways to I think there's probably something else you would have to do in addition to that, but they are finally phasing out the weak methods of ways to validate that you own a physical domain. The physical mail,
I'm
phone
pretty sure the
calls,
only thing I've ever done was have to put a record in DNS.
and that's the right way to do it. That's the harder to spoof way to do it. But even with these, anyways, so it's not going to be complete until March of 2028 that they finally phase out
Whoa.
all of these weak methods of validating ownership of a
There must
domain.
be some ability to like appeal, escalate.
I'm sure it's not just you send a letter and they just go, we'll believe the
Yeah.
letter. There's stuff you can do, but apparently the old ways of doing it are vulnerable and have been exploited. And so they finally decided we'll get rid of them. And I don't know, because this is a global problem. And I can imagine some areas of the world, certain things are easier, much more accepted ways of doing things that now we're saying, hey, that we're just getting rid of them. So yeah, the move is to cryptographically verifiable methods. What you just said, you put in a DNS text record as the owner of the domain. You say, I own this. The
Right.
verifier
Say,
says,
yeah,
here's a thing, put it in your domain.
Put this DNS text in.
Yeah, in a record, and we'll look it up.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just thought it was kind of an interesting point that I didn't realize that there were still the physical mail or calling somebody on a
Phone calls. How do you, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess there's, I don't know. If you ever had to renew your passport or something like that, you had to, hold your driver's license up to the camera kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but most domains are owned by, like, legit, I would think, are owned by companies, right? I mean,
well, and fax was one of them as well. You could fax in your
fax
ownership. They're deprecating all sorts of
fax. What did fax come up? Okay, here I remember. This is a little bit of a segue, or a sidebar. But, Carfax.com. That came from, you used to be able to get faxed records, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
and then the internet and email kind of said, why are we doing this again?
Yeah. I'm like, no. I do not believe that was a play on FACTS. I think that literally is FAX because it used to be an FAX.
You could get a fax of a car's history.
Yeah.
You pay them money and they would fax you the car's
literally fax you
history.
the database record. So anyway, that is a slow query in a database. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So there you go. That was my topic for this week.
March of
2028, you can no longer fax in your domain control validation proof.
Wow. Okay. But that's like not just Google. That's
everybody. No, that's the industry as a whole.
Okay. All right. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Okay, the topic I brought tonight is a blog post on I did not look this up. I'm pretty sure we've talked about ClickFix
Sounds familiar.
style lure, where um, dialogue might pop up, or
Mm-hmm.
you go to install something and it or whatever a notification might ask you to copy and paste something to the command line. Reader, there's no readers of this. Listener, do not copy and paste a arbitrary command off of the internet into a command line. But social engineering to get people to execute commands in terminal that they don't understand or that are heavily obfuscated, but that then do bad things because OS protections generally are present in the interface or escalations where you're trying to install an app and or you're trying to run an app that you installed that you downloaded from somewhere else. But if you're just yourself on the command line and running a command that does not require sudo or anything like that, it will happily do it for you.
Of course. That's what computers are designed to do.
So this blog says that it might be the first finding, but of a ClickFix style lure. So this is a Mac stealer that was installed that exfiltrating data, was running, no evidence of how it got there. No phishing link, no Trojanized installer, nothing that they could find. But instead, what they found was a Google search that returned a Chat GPT and a Grok conversation result.
Okay.
That explained how to do what the user had Googled. But part of the explanation of how to fix their problem was to copy and paste a command line. And the text around it was all like, "This is totally safe. This is going to help." So
trust me, run this malicious command.
So, the quote here is, the victim had searched, quote, "clear disk space on Mac OS," and Google surfaced two highly ranked results at the top of the page, one on Grok, one on ChatGPT. Both offered, and I'm reading here again, both conversations offered polite, step-by-step troubleshooting guidance. Both included instructions in macOS terminal commands presented as safe system cleanup instructions. The user clicked through the ChatGPT link, read the conversation, and executed the provided command. They believed they were following advice from a trusted AI assistant delivered through a legitimate platform, surfaced by a search engine they used every day. Instead, they had just executed a command that downloaded an Amos Stealer variant that silently harvested their password, escalated to root, and deployed persistent malware. No malicious download, no security warnings, no bypassing macOS's built-in protections, just a search, a click, and a copy and paste. A search that anyone might type, like a real user. How do I do this? It's not a niche query or a technical term.
I will tell you, I have run these. How do I clear storage on a Mac, or how do I delete data on a Mac into Google multiple times over the years?
Totally reasonable. Reasonable. Both were, when they searched this, and they've got a screenshot in here, but there's two searches, one on ChatGPT, one on Grok, highly ranked, appeared above organic results, both pointing to legitimate AI-generated troubleshooting guides on the legitimate websites, grok.com and chatgpt.com. Legit users. So, somebody has socially engineered or used search engine optimization to boost the ranking for these things, and they're not just these, but for others clearly as well. And in order for social engineering, right? So traditional. The article goes on here that says, why this works so well. Traditional malware has to get users to ignore warning signs, allow unknown files to override gatekeeper, or install suspicious software and click through security warnings, or grant elevated permissions to install system extensions and stuff like that. But all you had to do in this was search, click, copy, and paste. So no warnings, no downloads, no red flags. So extremely dangerous.
Pernicious.
Oh, what a great word. Pernicious. What a great word.
Yeah.
Yes. So beware the advice
from
this clearly isn't
AIs.
Like this is somebody leveraging trust.
Yep.
So
yep.
There you go.
Okay. New ways to ruin people's day.
That's okay. There's no malware on the Mac.
Okay.
No comment.
Well,
okay.
Moving on.
Okay. Hey, how about something fun?
Have you heard of galvanic vestibular stimulation?
I do not believe that I have.
Well, apparently, so this is a review of a thing. So I think everybody at one point or another has got motion sickness somehow.
Dude, I got motion sickness playing Doom in the 90s.
Yes, exactly.
And so, I have only barely touched any VR anything because
you would get motion sick.
I am eerily susceptible.
Yes. Well, apparently there's a company, Neural Balance Innovations, has created a product that motion sickness comes from that sensory mismatch between what your eyes see and your inner ear, the vestibular system.
Okay.
Feels, says, I'm stationary. Why do I look? Anyways, right. Why are everything moving? Well, apparently they have developed this technology called a Stimbox that uses electrodes placed behind your ears to send electrical signals to the vestibular system.
What you need is to have your tympanum. What do you call it? Like shocked.
Yeah. And it can either desensitize the inner ear or synchronize its data with what you see in the VR, making your body feel like it's actually moving. That sounds creepy to me.
That's creepy.
But that's what this Stimbox apparently does. And apparently this review says it actually seems to work really well. And so you can test it without a headset. And they say if you test it without a headset, so the world is looking normal, they can make this Stimbox actually make you sway and lean involuntarily, basically remote controlling someone's balance with the Stimbox. This sounds like it has so many
the sci-fi movie starter scene, I feel like.
Usages that are not. Anyways, so and the author of the article tested the device with a roller coaster app on the Meta Quest, VR device. And despite the chaotic visuals in there, they experienced zero motion sickness. So he says, or they say, the electrical stimulation feels like a needle kind of tingling behind your ears. And while it's effective, the loss of balance was so strong, the author almost fell over and had to be caught by booth staff when he was just testing the device without the other stuff going on. So here you go. Pros for this: it eliminates the nausea and increases the immersion by making the physical sensation of the movement match your virtual one. The cons are it caused significant stability issues, and in parentheses, is it risking falls? And the electrical tingling was slightly annoying. So there's probably some more new stuff that needs to be done to make this work. But it was out of the UK, and the device, the Stimbox device, costs €1,200. So one of the target folks they say they're looking for is folks who are training for professional things where that motion sickness is a thing for you. I would think like being out on boats or for pilots, but
flight simulators,
for broader VR applications, maybe that's just going to be in your over-ear headphones now, or just going to have a little thing,
a little boom mic in the front, and like a little bit of zappers in the back of the ears.
So anyways, there you go.
Interesting.
A galvanic vestibular stimulation device.
Okay.
There you go. Anyways, I thought that was an interesting...
And a lot of futuristic VR pods, like sci-fi things, like you're actually in a pod. Like it's important to be able to stimulate how you think you're moving. I guess like Neo in the Matrix or something like that, as opposed to like falling's not a problem when you're in the alien.
And that's all like the Disney Star Tours, right? Where you sit in the box and it doesn't move, but they got the camera in the front. And they lift up the back, and the front dips down to make you feel like you're, falling down, and it moves. The whole box moves from side to side. That's a similar kind of thing where it keeps what you're seeing on the screen in sync with your body in sync to limit motion sickness to a certain extent. Yeah, I can't do those rides a whole lot. I don't.
Ironically, I get wildly motion sick even just watching some of my kids play some of the games that they played. I'm out and I'm out and I'm not even, that's not even VR, it's literally just on the screen, but I can ride roller coasters. Like
roller coasters I can do because I'm moving. It's the where you sit stationary and the screen makes it look like you're moving, like the Star Tours is one at Disneyland. The motion simulators.
Well, if you ever go to Universal Studios, Universal Studios has more of the screen type rides, as opposed to.
And I can't do those. I get motion sick on those.
Interesting. Yeah.
But I can do roller coasters fine. Okay. All right. Anyways, that's my something fun.
Okay, my something fun is not potential, but a experimental cure for cancer.
Okay.
So, I'm going to pick my son up from college tomorrow, and I'm going to hopefully mention this in the car tomorrow. Although by the time anybody listens to this, that will already have happened. But, they've got to be doing this with genetic editing. But here's the thing. So it's leukemia, is the blood cancer that they're mainly treating with this particular thing. But it says patients with previously incurable cancer are seeing incredible results thanks to a pioneering new treatment that has just completed early trials. The world's first gene therapy called BCAR7, and it's being tested in children and adults with an aggressive form of leukemia. So the first patient to undergo treatment was Alyssa Tapley, now age 16, diagnosed in May of 21. Her cancer did not respond to the standard treatments of chemotherapy and bone marrow transplant, which is true evidently for 20% of children with this diagnosis. So they were out of options, and they signed up for this trial. So it's a multi-step process, and check this out. So healthy white donor blood cells, healthy donor white blood cells. Sorry, let's get the
order
the order of adjectives in the right place. Are first modified to make them universal by removing surface receptors and nullified by removing an immune marker called CD7.
Okay.
This prevents the recipient's immune system from simply destroying the new cells. Then another surface protein called CD552 is removed. This hides the donor cells from the immune suppressing drugs that are going to be given to the patient to suppress their immune system. And then finally, they add a DNA sequence to the cells via a modified virus, which allows the cells to produce a chimeric antigen receptor. So that's the CAR in BCAR7. It says, this is the secret weapon that allows the donor cells to target cancerous T cells inside the patient's body. CAR T cell treatments have been particularly promising for blood cancers. So then these perfectly engineered cells given to the patient where they hopefully go to work on the cancer cells and destroy them. The ideal timeline is 4 weeks, after which the patient can receive a bone marrow transplant to rebuild their own immune system. So basically, suppress your own immune system, engineer white blood cells with specific both evasion and attack techniques, flood the system, and then sort of rebuild.
DDoS your own body.
It says in Tapley's case, it worked. She first shared her story back in 22, but since then her cancer has remained undetectable and she's been able to get back to enjoying life. So it says that in a phase 1 trial in 8 children and 2 adults, so it's only an early trial, 10 people, there was a comment that they've now got funding to do a second set of 10, but it says 82% of the patients achieved very deep remissions and were able to proceed to the bone marrow transplant, and 64% of them are still disease-free, some of them for 3 years at this point.
I don't understand how out of 10 people you can get 82%.
No, you picked up my problem with the math.
Sorry.
Nope. This is exactly right. You're reading my brain. But presuming that it's binary, like you either do or do not achieve deep remissions, why is that not a integer? If you have 8 plus 2 equals 10, the math seems super easy. So
6 children and 2/5 of one adult are disease-free. 2/5 of the adult? I don't know.
Your choice. I don't know. There wasn't enough detail in that article, so I didn't pull that out. But I did think, okay.
I'm not the smartest man, but I do understand powers of 10.
10 exactly right. So okay.
That's very cool.
So I don't. And maybe there must be maybe there were more that. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought that was particularly funny too. But anyway, the ability to manipulate. It's promising.
Yeah,
It's coming.
That's exciting. It's exciting.
Isn't it cool?
Ridding the world of disease would be fantastic.
Cool. So this is the sort of thing my son wants to study and work in labs and stuff for. So I think you'll find this interesting.
Yeah. Well, good stuff as always, John.
All right, my friend. Have a good evening. And I will talk to you later.
Yep. We'll see you, John. Bye.
Bye.